gentlemen, welcome to Ringside. My name is Jon Wolfgang, and at this time I'd like to welcome my guest. He is the AWF State Champion. He is Watson. Thank you for your time, sir.
Wolfgang, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You're obviously doing very good. You just came off an impressive performance at the AWF Wildcard Rumble. I was here in the arena. That was electric, wasn't it?
It was, man, I'm sweating right now thinking about it. You know, it was trying. It was brutal, but I had to go the distance. And going in there, I was nervous. Look at the names who were in there. Hammerstone, Graves, Bodie, Brothers of Wrestling. Basically every big name that has ever walked through this building was in that match. And I had to show them what I had. And it was hard, you know, going all the way to the end. And honestly, it kind of gets me to say this, but without the support of the fans around us, I wouldn't have went that far. And that's a true statement. Now, as you know, as you guys know, it was short-lived. I got something to say to you, Martin. And all your whole clique, the inner circle of jerkers. You've been taking every underhanded tactic to try to keep me under. And it infuriates me that through all of that, you have never gotten what has been coming to you. And even though you're not in front of me right now, just know one day we will meet again. And you're going to have to face Watson. You're going to have to face greatness. Got my eye on you right now.
Well, you've been on a roll, obviously, like your whole career here in the AWF. I mean, you've started literally from the bottom, fighting, clawing your way to a pretty good position here in the AWF. I want to go back, though, before your time in the AWF, because there's a lot that we don't know, and if this is too personal, you can tell me no, but I'd love the chance to get to know you more as far as your background, mainly in a three-question type of question. Where were you born and raised? What was life like growing up? And what got you into this business of professional wrestling?
Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And what that means is I jumped off the porch in Northeast Philly as a kid. Spent a lot of critical years there. And then, you know, from my adolescence on, I moved to Louisville, Kentucky. I've grown up in, you know, I'm from humble beginning, you know. My whole family's a football family. We played sports all our life, so when wrestling came in the picture, it was kind of like a new thing, but fell in love with it from the beginning. When I was 5, watching WrestleMania 2000. You know, life kept going, you know, things fall out. Dropped out of college for this. Wow. So it's one of those things where I'm focused, and everything that goes into this, you see the results of it. You know, I have that right there, and plenty more to come. You can guarantee, that's a guarantee.
Wow, well, you know, it's quite the impressive story, and you can kind of see with the way that you wrestle and the way that you kind of earn your stripes here in the AWF that you don't really take anything for granted. You've been that way kind of your whole, I guess, ever since your rookie campaign here in the AWF, you've been fighting and clawing. What was that like as a rookie coming in with that type of attitude?
Well, it took a while for me to finally get my spot, and I'll tell you what, it was frustrating, seeing a bunch of people come and go in front of me, and seeing the opportunities being basically handed to a lot of other people. But it made it that much more worth it when I'm in that ring, because a lot of those people are gone. And I'm still in there. So when I'm in that ring, it's that much more special.
And you've obviously been successful. I mean, you look at your past track record. Showcase medal holder in the AWF, AWF Unleashed champion, AWF State champion. It's a lot of success, and you know, you've had that, but you've also had it early. As a wrestler, I'm very curious, what do you do in your position, having so much success, to keep yourself from being stagnant, to always like be on that uphill climb? How do you manage that?
Well, like I said, I played football for 14 years of my life, and it's a team thing. But once you're in this ring, it's more of a competition with yourself. And like I said before, as far as people coming in and out here, happens a lot. And you kind of stop competing with the other trainees and stuff like that. And not only am I competing with myself, but I like to think I'm competing with my OGs, my elders. And that pretty much keeps me on my feet to protect not only my name, but that right there.
Speaking of some of your elders, one man comes to mind, and he comes to mind in the midst of a big change for you. Awesome Andy Palafox, a man who AWF fans are very familiar with. The first ever AWF Grand Slam winner. After the match was over, you shook Awesome Andy's hand, which, respectfully saying, was not like your character, because you had been very angry towards fans. At one time, you even spit in Don Vitale's face. So showing that kind of respect and how that has changed you, because you don't seem to, you're still obviously a very intense wrestler, don't get me wrong, but you don't take shortcuts anymore. Why has all this changed with you ever since that point?
Well, I'll tell you what, man, as far as the outlook on the fans, at the time, when I look at all these people, I just said, hey, you never worked for what I've worked for. But they got the same passion as far as what brings us in here. They love what we do. And in that match, honestly, look, Andy Palafox is a phenomenal talent. He's a phenomenal talent. And every single time he goes in that ring, it's 100%. He's a perfectionist. And he does what he does. And he has that awesome, moniker for a reason. So coming out of that match on top was very humbling, because I know what was on the line, and that was that #1 contendership. So I tried taking shortcuts, and it didn't work. I had to work for it, and he helped me get to that point. So as a man, I invited him back into the ring and shook his hand. And that's all that came from.
Well, it was very impressive nonetheless, and it's incredible growth on your character. The way that you've kind of changed and the way that you've grown as a champion. And here you stand, AWF State Champion, fighting for everything that you got. And the challenge is, they don't stop as a champion. It's one thing to win the belt, as you know, it's another thing to keep holding that belt. You're going to be defending this AWF State Championship June 16th against Ricky Mandel. There's no doubt this is going to be one of your toughest tests to date. He is a well-traveled veteran in the wrestling business, and he's not shy at all about doing what he has to do to get the win. What are your thoughts about facing him, and how do you come off out of this match still AWF State Champion?
Look, Mandel is a phenomenal athlete. And like you said, he's going to do anything under the book, anything in the book, should I say, to try to come out with that, to try to come out with what I've worked my ass off for. On my road to being champion, I had to face a lot of obstacles. So don't think, Ricky, that this is going to be some type of walk in the park. And I know you've been everywhere. You're a TV star. I get it. But you've never been in a ring with greatness. You've never been in a ring with Watson. And June 16th, I'm here to show you I'm not changing my game plan. I'm doing what I do because I do it the best. And that's coming in every night and leaving champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Watson for his time, and want to remind you that tickets are available for this match. Watson, Ricky Mandel, AWF State Championship, June 16th at the All-American Grand Slam. Watson, good luck, sir.
It was a pleasure, John.
Pleasure as always.
I'll see you on the 16th.
16th it is.